And welcome back here on the Grizzlies Digital Network. This is Josh Braun. And coming at you now in this inning, it is the 6th inning already. Man, I lost track. It's flown by. Both pitchers doing a great job here. And it seems like it's been so much shorter than 6 innings, but here we are, top of the 6th. I'm losing my mind up here. A-Bear still on the mound. It feels like it could still be the first inning because these pitchers have just been playing so well. Dipchey up to bat here. She's wearing number 18. Batters in order will be Dipchey, Westerhoff, then Yasmin Baines. 1-1 count here. And A-Bear and Westerhoff having a Wild West shootout here between the two of them. Neither one of them wanting to leave that pitcher's circle. And both only giving up 1 run. This one swung on. And Dipchey, a nice drive to right center field. She's going to turn it for 2. Could maybe get 3. She's going to stop at second, though, and held up wisely. And that one a rip between second and short to the right side of second base there. And Dipchey gets on base. A very nice play from her. And now Elena Westerhoff, batting in that cleanup position, is going to come on and see if she can get a run for herself, providing her own run coverage from the offensive end. That one in there on the outside. A-Bear determined to make sure that her counterpart facing off against her and pitching doesn't get a hit on her. 0-1 count. That one outside, 1-1 count here to Westerhoff. Westerhoff with a fly out in the second, and then she was hit by a pitch in the 4th. That one outside for a ball. A-Bear delivers. Back up the middle. That'll advance the runner, but get Westerhoff out. Still only 1 out, so a couple to play with here for the Thunderbirds, and Dipchey is on third base. Third baseman gets on third base. Yasmin Baines going to step into the box here. That was a jinx. PA announcer and I, at the exact same time, said Yasmin Baines' name. That freaked me out a little bit. Heard an echo. That one for a ball, 1-0 count here. Just had to make sure it wasn't my own mind saying that name back to me. At this point in the game, I'm going a little stir crazy. That one in there on the outside for a strike. 1-1 count here. And both of these teams going a little stir crazy, trying to get another hit and another run driven in. Yasmin Baines has had a good game so far. She had that double earlier in the game. Nothing came of it. She was left on base. But now a little ahead in the count for her. 2-1 here. A-Bear. This one grounded straight up the middle and going to make a tag on it fairly easily in the end is Bunn. And a good play there by the Generals to not allow the run. You don't mind Yasmin Baines getting onto first base. And they're just going to get the easy out there. Oh, yeah, it's a different catcher now. That was not Bunn. Good save, Myron. Yeah, that's number 23 back there is Ellen Bairnsfather. And see, Myron, my cameraman, picking that one up easily. Props to you, Myron. Doing camera duty and also helping out with some spotting as well. See, there you go. There's your moment in the sun. It's all in the sun because it's beating down directly on him. He's right in front of the window. 0-1 count here, 2 outs. Ogilvy steps up. And if you're Yasmin Baines here, you got to be kicking yourself a little bit. You put that ball exactly where you didn't want it, a chance to make a play at home. Ogilvy swings on this one. That one going to be foul, though. Making a diving attempt was J.C. Train. And I don't think she's going to make that one. A good attempt to lay out for it, though. Ogilvy steps back into the box. No hits for her today. Yasmin Baines getting a few steps off of the bag. 2-2-2. Deuces across the board. And this one swung on, shallow center field, and Ogilvy's going to have a base hit. That's going to advance Baines to second as well. So another runner in scoring position. And British Columbia with 6 hits now total in this game. Still only 1 run, though. They've really got to capitalize on putting these runners in scoring position. With the way both of these pitchers have been throwing, 1 run could be the difference in this game. And if you're British Columbia, you have everything to play for in this one. An AII National Tournament spot on the line here. This one grounded, and Rumley's going to beat it out. A wild throw over to first, and Yasmin Baines is going to come in to score. The Thunderbirds. And now they're going to allow Ogilvy to advance as well because the throw was out of play. So getting to second is Kelly Rumley. Ogilvy comes in, and Yasmin Baines come in. And that one could tip the balance of this game and give the momentum to the Thunderbirds. Now Ogilvy is going to be returned to third base. I was wondering myself if they were going to allow her to come in on that wild throw over to first. And now with 2 outs, the Generals have to see if they can get a stop here with 2 runners in scoring positions. And Kelly Rumley did just enough. She put it into play. And she's on to second now. Ogilvy all the way over to third. And Yasmin Baines gets the score for the Thunderbirds. And again, as I was just saying before that at bat, any run you can get is going to be the difference in this game. And now time called here by Coach Charlie Zielman. And Coach Zielman, one of those coaches who has been at it a while, at least in perspective to the other AII coaches. He's been with the team for 3 years. The only other coach who had been there that long is Charlie Kennedy of Lindenwood University, Belleville. All other coaches very young, either in their first or second year. Zielman gives a little talking to the infield, of course, going to leave Hebert on. You leave your ace on when you're sure they can make the last play in an inning. Coming up to bat now will be Olivia Zwick, and Zwick has had a great day so far. Double and a single. 2 outs here for Zwick. And Hebert throws one way outside, maybe thinking an intentional walk on Zwick with the day she's been having, and absolutely they're going to stand up the catcher, Baines' father. Just go with the intentional walk here. And Zwick, the left fielder, again 2 for 2 today, so Charlie Zielman electing to tell his team, hey, we're going to intentionally walk this girl and bring up Dollywall. And Dollywall hasn't gotten a hit today. She did have a sacrifice bunt to advance a runner earlier on. And now the pressure's on her. Dollywall will step in here. She's playing second base today. Dollywall with a 193 average on the year. She does have 8 RBIs, though, so we'll see if she can drive in some runs for the Thunderbirds. That one outside, 1-0 count. And Bear, the pitcher for this Generals team, looking to see if she can make something happen at the plate. That one outside, 2-0 count with 2 outs. Bases loaded. This one in there for a strike on the outside corner. 2-1 count now. Dollywall steps back into the box. And a critical situation for both teams here. Momentum really riding on this one. This one fouled off to the right side of the bleachers. Souvenir for a lucky fan. Dollywall steps back in, extending this at bat. 2-2 count. That one low. Full count with 2 outs. And at this late in the game, this is a critical juncture for both teams. And the Thunderbirds, a close game in their first one, and then a dominating performance in their second, and once again finding themselves up against it. This one lined to third. Going to make a nice play on it is Train, and that's going to do it. Thunderbirds do drive one in, though. Yasmin Baines comes in for the lone score, and that could prove the difference. Generals still have a couple chances left, though. It's going to be 2-1, University of British Columbia up. We'll take a short break. This is the Grizzlies Digital Network. And welcome back here on the Grizzlies Digital Network. This is Josh Brown. We are in the bottom of the 6th. This game flying by, but this game also a close one. It's not flying by because one team is dominating. Both these teams still in it. LSU Alexandria up to bat here. And it's going to be Taylor Simon to lead things off at second base. Had a strikeout her first time up and then a fly out to right her second time. This one popped up into the netting behind home plate. And Elena Westerhoff and Bear for the Generals, both still pitching for both of their respective teams. Just an amazing pitching performance from these two. Westerhoff inside for a ball, 1-1 count. And again, this run for University of British Columbia has just been absolutely outstanding. The number 6 seed here against the number 1 seed. And now Westerhoff, who has played so well in this tournament, both in the field and pitching in the first game, looking to close things out. And if your money was on any team to make a run, if you had put money on the Thunderbirds in the first game to take not just the first 2 games against ranked opponents, but the third as well, you'd probably be a millionaire at this point. Westerhoff still in. That one in there for another strikeout, and Westerhoff still shows that she has the chops to strike people out still. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, that makes it 6 strikeouts for her. Six strikeouts in 6 innings, so Westerhoff right on her average. Now Julian Torres stepping in, the right fielder. Westerhoff in there on the inside corner. And Westerhoff and Bear, we said they would be the key parts to these two teams coming in. But who knew what a critical role they would play here, getting very close to the end of the game. Westerhoff way inside. Torres does a little shimmy to get out of the way. And Torres had a double and a single, so she's 2 for 2 in this game as well. Westerhoff. This one off the end of the bat and a diving play there by Rumley before it can bounce and allow Torres to maybe get over there to first. And Rumley and Dollywall making 2 diving plays in this game. And that makes it 2 outs. And Raquel Granados comes in, the designated player for the Generals. And they're now getting fewer and fewer chances as this game goes on. And the Thunderbirds lead. This one into center field, shallow center field. That is going to take a bounce before it gets to Kaplan. And Granados right on cue, as I was saying, this is probably a key moment. Decides to swing one, drop it into shallow center, and get herself a single. Granados on first. And coming up is number 12, Heather Bunn. Bunn was playing catcher earlier in the game. Once again, Myron with the hawk-like eyes saw that she had been replaced by Bairnsfather behind the plate. However, Bunn running at first base, and again, another correction. This time from Doug, number 28 was the catcher, and that's Granados, and she does play catcher a lot for this LSU Alexandria team. And Granados, the designated player, the one on base here. And Bunn going to step back into the box here against Westerhoff. Westerhoff still only the 4 runs allowed, 4 hits allowed, check that, and still the 1 run allowed. Now Bunn and Westerhoff. Bunn lines it up like she's going to bunt. Oh, and that one could have found its way over the head of the shortstop. Baines coming over to make the catch. Also somehow avoided the collision. And now advancing to second and scoring position. And Bunn steps back into the box. 1-0 count to her. That one high, make that 2-0. Westerhoff has pitched so many good innings for this Thunderbirds team in the tournament. And now in the bottom of the 6th, we'll see if she can make even more happen for this defense. 3-0 now with 2 outs. Westerhoff. And this one in there for a strike. She needed that one. Full count. Or 3-1 count now. Check that. She gets her first strike of that at bat. And again, 2 outs. A critical at bat here. Bunn. Shallow right field. That one's going to stay in play. And coming around and scoring on a great play, that is the pinch runner and the player I mistook for the catcher earlier in the game. That is Ellen Bairnsfather. And Bunn with the short little bloop over into right field, and that scores a run. We knew runs were going to be few and far between after those first few innings, and now a tie ball game. Generals tie it up 2-2 against the University of British Columbia. And now another pinch runner. That's going to be Casey Corcoran coming on at first base, replacing Bunn. So a little more speed on the base pads as the infield of the Thunderbirds kind of tries to sort things out. Westerhoff will see if she can get this last out of the inning. And again, tie ball game here. 2-2. And this, a be-all, end-all game for both teams. An automatic bid to the NAIA National Tournament on the line here. And now she goes. Corcoran gets the steal, diving head first into second base. And that one, as I mentioned before, any runner you can get into scoring position. With the way these pitchers have been throwing, is a huge boost for your team. The Generals now with Corcoran on second. And up to bat, J.C. Train. Train fouls that one back. 0-2 count now. Westerhoff ahead in this one. And what could be one of the deciding series of this game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Westerhoff fouled off into the netting behind home plate. Still 0-2. J.C. Train, third baseman, trying to make the difference for the Generals. She steps back into the box. Popped straight up. This one going to go out over the dugout and then behind the dugout, and trying to make a play on it was one of the Houston Victoria Jaguars players. She couldn't make the out, though. Still 0-2 here. Westerhoff and Trehane facing off. Westerhoff gets a pitch she likes. Straight down the middle. And that one's going to go into left field. They're waving the runner home, and they're going to get her home. Corcoran comes in to score, and now getting into second is going to be J.C. Train, and what a huge hit that is. All it takes is one run in this game, as both of these pitchers have been lights out. And I said it before, I think it was during one of the scoreless innings that I said expect more fireworks, and we've got them here. The Generals making things happen here at the very end of the game. And J.C. Train getting onto second base and getting herself an RBI. And that brings in the pinch runner, Corcoran. And the Generals using pinch runners to very good effect. Corcoran coming in first, and then Bain's father coming in as well. And now a pinch hitter coming in. Gonzalez was hitting in that spot, but it'll be number 3, Amanda Harmon, a senior from Marshall, Texas. And a big moment here for the senior, seeing if she can give even more cushion to this lead going into what could be a deciding inning for the LSU Alexandria Generals. Harmon watches that one go outside, 1-0 count. Harmon, a big moment here for her. And Westerhoff, seeing if she can get out of this inning. It seems like it's been a long time that she's had those 2 outs. A hard swing through it from Harmon. That's going to make it 1-1. Amanda Harmon hitting .415 on the year. She's got 7 RBIs as well. Senior trying to make an impact play. That one in there, swung on again. And they'll drop it, and getting the throw over, Sisson to Dipchey. They couldn't get the tag in time once that ball was dropped. It'll make it 2 strikes, though, and 2 outs still. And Train on third now. Harmon steps back in. Westerhoff still looking to get out of this inning. That one in there for a strike and another strikeout. Make that 7 strikeouts on the day for Elena Westerhoff. And that one of the most important. She limits the damage, but still 2 runs come in for the LSU Alexandria Generals. They're up now 3-2. We'll go into the top of the 7th. A chance for the Generals to win it here. We'll take a quick break here on the Grizzlies Digital Network.